The grand ballroom of a Chicago hotel gleamed with chandeliers and golden drapes. Round tables were covered with silk cloth, and a towering three-tiered cake sat in the center, decorated with sugar roses and candles waiting to be lit. It was Lily Carter's 12th birthday, and her father, Richard Carter, the famous tech CEO, had spared no expense. But despite the glitter, something felt painfully wrong. At the head table, Lily sat in her wheelchair, her small hands folded in her lap. Her dress was baby blue satin, and a tiara sparkled in her brown hair. Yet her eyes were downcast, fixed on the untouched slice of cake in front of her. Around her, children laughed, ran, and played, but none came to sit by her side. Ever since the accident 2 years ago that left her paralyzed from the waist down, Lily had become the girl in the wheelchair. Classmates who once came for sleepovers now made excuses. Even here at her own birthday party, the children whispered things like, "She can't play tag," or "She's too different." She swallowed hard, fighting tears. It wasn't the lack of gifts or balloons that hurt. It was being invisible. And then a voice broke through. "Hey, is this seat taken?" Lily looked up. A man in his late 30s stood beside her, dressed in a modest shirt and blazer. His smile was warm, his eyes kind. Beside him was a little girl about Lily's age, clutching a handmade birthday card decorated with glitter. "I'm Daniel," the man said softly, "and this is my daughter Sophie. We were just passing through the lobby when Sophie saw the decorations and insisted we come wish the birthday girl." Sophie stepped forward and placed the card on Lily's table. "Happy birthday, Lily," she said shyly. "I drew you a unicorn." Lily blinked, stunned. You know my name?" Sophie grinned. "Of course. It's on the cake." Lily let out the tiniest laugh. For the first time that day, the loneliness cracked. She opened the card. It was a colorful drawing of a unicorn with wings, flying over a rainbow. Scrawled underneath, "For Lily, because you're magical." Her chest tightened. No one had given her something so personal, so thoughtful. Daniel and Sophie pulled up chairs. Instead of staring at her wheelchair or tiptoeing around the subject, they asked her about her favorite movies, books, and dreams. Within minutes, Sophie and Lily were laughing about cartoons and trading silly jokes. The sound of their giggles floated across the ballroom. From the corner of the room, Richard Carter watched, frozen. He had given his daughter diamonds, dresses, and a party fit for royalty, but she hadn't smiled like that in years. The joyful sound from Lily's table drew curious stares. Children who had been busy playing suddenly looked over. They saw Sophie laughing and sharing cake with Lily, and slowly they gathered near. One brave boy asked, "Hey Lily, want to play the trivia game with us?" Her eyes widened. "Me?" "Yeah," Sophie chimed in. "She's super smart. Come on." Before long, Lily's table was full. Children asked her questions, told jokes, and treated her as if the wheelchair wasn't even there. For the first time since the accident, Lily felt like herself again. Not pitied, not excluded, but included. Richard walked up, his heart pounding. He placed a gentle hand on Lily's shoulder. "Sweetheart," he whispered, "happy birthday." His voice broke. "I'm sorry. I thought giving you all this," he gestured at the balloons, the cake, the hall, "was enough. But I forgot what you really needed." Lily squeezed his hand and smiled. "It's okay, Daddy. Today you gave me the best gift ever." She pointed at Daniel and Sophie. "You gave me friends." Richard's throat tightened. He turned to Daniel. "I don't know how to thank you." Daniel shook his head. "You don't need to. Sometimes kids just need someone to sit down and see them for who they are." That evening, after the party, Richard invited Daniel and Sophie to stay for a quiet dinner. The two girls played nearby, their laughter echoing through the hall while the fathers sat together. Richard was curious. "You're raising Sophie alone?" Daniel nodded. "Her mom passed when she was little. I work as a mechanic. We don't have much, but I promised her one thing. She'll never feel unloved." Richard looked down at his manicured hands, humbled. Here he was, a man with everything money could buy, yet he had overlooked the most basic gift, presence. And here was a single dad, without riches, giving his daughter more than wealth ever could. Over the weeks that followed, Sophie and Lily's bond grew. They had sleepovers, worked on art projects, and even designed superhero wheelchairs on paper, laughing about giving Lily rocket boosters. Slowly, Lily's confidence returned. She began talking about designing real apps and games for children with disabilities, where being different wasn't a weakness, it was a superpower. One evening, as the sun set over Chicago's skyline, Richard turned to Daniel. "You changed her life. You reminded me that love, time, and kindness matter more than business deals. You've given me back my daughter's smile." Daniel smiled modestly. "Maybe we reminded each other." From then on, the Carters and Daniel's little family were inseparable. Lily never again sat alone at a birthday table. And every year without fail, Sophie's handmade cards remained her most treasured gift, because in that one moment, when a single dad asked, "Can we join you?" Lily's world changed forever.